Alright, welcome to the second rival match between Drax and myself. I'll be your sole host today. First, this requires a little bit of quick verification because there are some special rules for this particular rival match. We'll get to it real quick. First requirement requires me to have a 320-yard one-wood drive, which I'm going to verify by going into practice real quick. I forgot to enable the BGM. Let's fix that too real fast. Okay, there we go. And 320. So now we exit that. The second requirement is I need to have no other things activated. We can ignore the premium because we both have it. And the final thing is no wind items, which I can go in the room for. And this is going to be my item set. As you can see, no wind items. That includes the the wind strength, a silent wind, any other related things like that. And with that, the course is Deep Inferno, and let the second match begin. This increased distance will change a few things about the progress of Deep Inferno. Hole 6 is going to be one to watch. This first hole could be interesting. Oh, you also forgot shuffle, right. Okay, fair. I'll accept those changes. It was meant to be shuffle, but Jax forgot to set the room to shuffle, so it's okay. That is on the borderline of OB. Wow. Alright. Behold, Tosaka Kooh. Anyway. We gotta try this because of our increased distance. First, I'd like to lower this by 1, actually. Yeah, that's a bit more comfy for me. So here we go. As a reminder, we have to watch these slowly because there are no time booster options in match mode. And Drax barely makes it onto the green. This for would be normally birdie. Not a good start. Not a good start. I know I'd probably be in the exact same position if I had to shoot from there. I don't like that first. I don't like shooting from roughly there myself. Anyway. Starting off with a quick 1-0. Alright, normally this is my territory, if I could use a wind item. Since I can't, nor do I have a power shot, which we can obviously fix. This is going to be a little different than usual. But it would be a good test to see if I could still get close. That's the goal right now, still get close. If I could manage that, that'd be great. So, roughly speaking, this is going to be very different than before. 64, 54... I actually kind of want to avoid hitting it too hard, believe it or not. So, we're just going to hit a 254 raw here. Because this is a stronger wind than I'm used to. Again, the goal here is to try to get close. As much as I'd like to hole in one, I'm not as experienced with this kind of wind. I'd say that's a success. The power was good too. It was a matter of not getting the right angle there. Let's see what Drax does here. His judgment has been pretty much 0 for 2 so far. And here goes. What have we got here? In the ballpark. Yep, just in the ballpark. I believe this was the opposite problem. Yeah, the opposite problem I had essentially. But it was on target. That shall be a pretty textbook draw. Nothing really to complain about on that one. Hole 3. Alright. So my plan is I'm just going to simply go over there. Don't need to think about it too much. Just need to fire. Yeah, relatively okay. What will Drax do? It looks like he's gonna do the same thing, but try to get on the fairway instead. With success. Alright, so I do have the tougher shot here of the two of us here, but I can make it work. Bit of a left tilting green with a left tilting comet and a left tilting wind. Everything being left is going to be a bit interesting to say the least. We're going to overhit this slightly, I think. I feel like 169 is the right number. If I can manage to, you know, stay there. Perfect. Let's see what we got here. It's not that great. No, it is not. So much left. So much left on that. Okay. Me having an 8-yard putt here is going to make me a little nervous. Deep Inferno does get pretty deadly if you let yourself be 5 yards outside the hole on average. Depends on the hole though. Sometimes it's a lot worse even for 5 yards. And you really, really want to be close. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh. Well, that... yeah. Okay. That's gonna be a problem. I don't even get to putt. I don't even get to putt on that one. But maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't have to embarrass myself. The only problem is now I'm losing Pang. So I have to thoroughly go for a defeat now. Unless I also get a chip in later. Alright, and we're going for the old land on the fairway. Which I should do the same. That was like 130 or something, right? Something like that. Could honestly try to go for a bit of overdrive here. Yeah, I think we have to try it now. The only other way I can even have a chance is if I try and shore up Pang, but making up a 600 gap is very hard. But I can always do my best, I suppose. I got a good roll on that. I guess I'm ending in the rough based on where my caddy's standing. Yeah. Alright. Well, it was a shot just like this on the last hole. Calmer wind, but worse direction. Certainly in the ballpark. Okay. Right tilting. Okay. So my best guess here would probably be something around roughly here, I feel. Maybe. I gotta give probably a bit more to this because my judgment usually isn't good for eyes, and the comet's slightly tilting to the right as well. 24 plus a little bit of offset for the 95 means I probably should do about here, roughly speaking. Let's see what happens. Very close to the money. After all that special adjustment I did, I still needed more on that. Alright, another no-brainer tie is developed. Nothing too crazy about this one. It is 1-1 after hole 4. Here we come to hole 5, which usually is a doozy. We'll see what happens here. Jax is once again very close to the OB line. Not as close as hole 1, but fairly close. I get a win boost on basically the wrong shot. Because I wanna hold back. Although I don't know if there's a world where I would seriously consider maybe doing something different with this particular setup. There could be a world where I just decide, okay, instead of doing that, I'm gonna just do something much weirder and try to get closer for a change. So you know what? Probably gonna do it. It's time to play the unorthodox game. That's going to be a harsh slope, that's for sure, but it certainly is doable. It's well within my eye range, so there's nothing to worry about there. I should be able to make it happen. Meanwhile, 85 rough, 255 to the pin. Let's see what happens here. Alright, we're going for a power shot here. Not taking the deadly risk of doing a normal shot and having it go wrong. Which is all fair enough. And that was exceptionally close, but unfortunately the green went right for him. Alright. Oh, 1 meter wind. That's not a bad thing. But I do have to figure out what I'm going to do with the left tilting Comet. Interestingly enough, this rough is better than what Drax was in. This is 95 rough versus his 85 rough. So it's an interesting proposition to say the least here. Alright, I think we'll go probably a solid. Actually, you know what? I want to adjust a little more. Just a little bit more. I'm gonna go about a solid 170 here. 169 even is fine. We'll go 170. We'll go... yeah, slight spin. Just want to make sure there's a slight spin on it at the very least. There you go. What do we got here? Alright. Still pretty off. But not off enough where I should be missing this. Although this is usually really deceptive. Hitting even 2.4, 2.5 is fine though. Fortunately, we were close enough to where it wouldn't matter. Alright, and hole 5 ends in a tie. Now we move up to the interesting hole, the shortest par 3 of Deep Inferno, hole 6. The change in distance makes this a bit harder to work with now, so this should be interesting. This wind is also going to be pretty ugly for this hole. Let's see what we got here. We're choosing the 2-eye method. Alright. Certainly in the ballpark. I guess I have to do the same, given what I just saw. If my distance was 310, I know what I would do, but since it's 320, I'm going to tactically use a power milk here, and then we're going to go for the double, but of course with a 2-eye. And just like him, of course, my goal is to try to be close, because it's a really, really rough calculation here, and I don't even think I'm supposed to make it, given this wind. Given this wind, I'm supposed to be a little short of the hole. Well, let's see what happens here. Okay, I'm still right of the hole. Am I past the hole? No. Slightly, okay. Alright. Still wound up right of the hole, so I gave it way too much. It's okay, though. Alright. Well, hole 6 was a little more uneventful than I thought it might be. Because like I said, with a 310 distance, we would be just inside of 3-wood range to try a interesting dunk or nothing method for tomahawk, but 320 changes all that. Alright. Still 1-1 after a third of the game, but I am in no man's land with Ping. And no good ways to really recover from this, unless I get something of my own. We'll see what happens here. This is a pretty nasty win for hole 7. Still on the fairway. Fair enough. This is not the right shot for that. I wanted that for the next shot. God damn it. I guess this makes it easier for me though. I might still end up in the rough with the way I'm shooting this, to be entirely honest. But I suppose we'll see. It's looking that way. Oh, just barely. Okay, fair. Alright. This shot is gonna matter because it does need to be done right. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright. Good recovery with the spin. Slight overshoot. But that's fair because this green is dipped and you kind of don't want to get caught with getting hit by like the side of the green, because that can cause some weird results, especially in a case like this. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna shoot 123 because I just wanted a little more than 10 yards on this. Well, it's 10 yards, but still. I'm kind of hoping this is fine. It's definitely right of the hole. Ugh. Okay, that's not good for me. That's not good for me. Alright, I should have probably thought about that shot more, to be honest. I could miss this putt. I could miss this putt. Very real possibility. I gave it too much power. I knew this might happen. Well. I had a feeling I should have hit it a little softer than that. Alright. 2-1 after 7. Hole 8, known as the volcano hole. Interesting proposition now, considering our power. Going directly for the volcano. And perfect OB. Looks like that was a direct hit on the top. Alright. Well. It's my turn to see what I can do here. Obviously, we are not going for that. Needless to say. Just need to make sure that this goes right, because I could very well go past the hole if I'm rather unlucky here. So I'll hit this at 336, considering all things here. I should definitely be right of the hole without a doubt. It's just how badly this is going to go, because this wind is not good. I could almost left curve and it probably would have been better for me. Alright, I have a long putt chance, but it's not a bad thing because I do have a 2-shot advantage right now because of the OB. So even if I miss the putt, I should be able to still get this easily. Alright, where is this headed? Just outside the green. But only just. This chip in would be for par. No. Okay. If I get this, great. If I don't, it's not a big deal. But I would like the extra ping. So that's what this is really going to be for right now. Just in case people don't know, if you want a long putt bonus, it starts at 17 yards. So this would be inside that range. Alright, I'm going to try just a straight 20 here, I feel. I just don't know if I have the angle right. Ah, that was so close. That was so close. Unfortunate. Okay, well, I do still get there. Would have really loved the extra ping though, that's for sure. Alright. Another really awful wind. Although it's facing kind of the right direction, I suppose. Alright, let's do our usual strategy. See where it takes us this time. Shouldn't be too bad. Alright. Pretty doable. Looks like Drax is taking about the same strategy. But ending up in the deeper rough. No, never mind. I thought for sure that was the deeper rough, but just barely not, I suppose. Alright, this next shot's definitely going to matter because there's a lot of funky things that happen on this green. Let's see what happens next. Alright. Let's see where this shot goes. It looks like it's very right of the hole and it's a bit back. That could be an ugly putt. Alright, it's my turn. This wind is almost straight up for me, which is nice. So this is going to come down to how badly that comet's going to curve me and how I hit this. Alright, let me take a closer inspection of the green real quick. It's headed that sort of way. It's pretty gross, needless to say. A tomahawk would be a good choice here, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to do this straight up. Alright, I'm going to hit this at about 276. I think that's our end game here. See what happens. This is expected to be a bit too much because of the wind. No way! Oh, that's incredible! Beautiful! That was a work of art. That was actually a work of art. The gentle spin down into the hole. That was a work of art. Halfway through the game, it is 3-2, and now I am the one with the pang advantage. So this game is now in my hands. Really, as it should be, because Deep Inferno is one of my best courses. It would be almost... words are hard. It would be almost shameful if I lost here. Alright, this may have been a mistake. I didn't consider the higher power. We'll deal with it with our second shot though. We'll see what we can do. I don't like being exactly 200 from the hole. That may have been a bad decision. Alright, we're opting for the tomahawk here. Just outside the fairway. Sorry, the power tomahawk. Let's assess the 3-wood possibility here. The least I can hit is roughly 224 with spin. This is roughly about something like a 217 hit though. So it's a little rough. It's a little rough, but it's almost worth trying. It's gonna be rough here, I think. It's going to be rough. This might be the epitome of a bad decision. Let's put it that way. But we do make bad decisions sometimes. No, this relatively worked out fine. Good. That's perfectly fine. Alright. Drax's shot is a lot more simplistic than mine was. No real worries, just a matter of determining power and angle. Very textbook. See what happens here. It's landing a bit short. The spin is going to take it all the way back. 10-yard, 11-yard putt, basically. Alright. 11 yards, basically a lot of uphill. My shot might somehow be worse. We'll see what happens here, though. And that's in. Yep, my shot is somehow worse for 3.5 yards. But this shouldn't be too bad. Gonna hit this 3.6. Switched to 5 at the last moment and I was scared. But we're fine. Another draw. Okay. We're on the back stretch. If this result holds, we will still play the 18th hole. No dormies here just yet. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do just about this. Alright. Pretty decent. Alright. Of a very similar nature, just a little bit behind. Let's see what happens next. The screen is roughly... okay. That's gonna be an interesting thing to figure out for sure. Looks like we're opting for a power shot here. And off we go. And it looks to be short. Still on the green though. Definitely could have been worse. Alright. I am not going to do the same thing. Here's what I'm going to do. We are going to use a 4-eye here. Alright. There's a lot of weird things going on here. This green is left facing, so there's going to be left bouncing later. There's a bit of resistance, Comet versus Wind. It may actually lean towards Comet, so I may really have to give this a fair bit of right, believe it or not. I'm going to give this a decent bit of right and see what happens. There's not too much I want to guess about this right now. So I also need to hit this hard enough. So I'm going to give this 158 on a 149 basis here. Because being in the deep rough means you do have to give it a fair bit more, but it's not 1-to-1. There's a chance I might have hit the beam there. So if I hit it a little softer, there's a good chance I could have made that in. No, I was just to the left of it. Okay. What in the world? Okay, that movement was weird. No, a miss. Alright. Just make sure there's enough power on it. And off we go. Okay, 4-2. If this result holds, we will not play the 18th hole. And it is a 1 meter win for a par 3, so this could be fun. Alright. This is my kind of territory. It's just a matter of figuring out if I have a good sense of judgment today. And so far, at least my putting has been bad, so we'll see. I think I'm going to give it right about there. I'm not going to question it too much. We're not here to think about our shots too much, per se. I would like to see how this changes my logic, though. This should be interesting. This is normally like a 281, 2-ish shot for me. I'm going to lean towards 3 here. What's next? 284, 2. Yeah, we're going to lean towards that, I think, today. Because there could be a different value involved here. Keep in mind, this is the first time I'm working with a 320 power. Alright, and it was an overshot. Alright, it was an overshot. So, reasonably speaking, I could have probably gone for a 282 like I should have. Not sure if my angle was right either. I think I was a bit off. Yeah, just a teeny bit. Just a teeny bit off. Okay. You know, live and learn, that kind of thing. Alright, let's see what Drax does here. Drax kind of needs to get this in to get back in the game. And not quite. Within 1 yard of it, but not quite. Alright, this looks like a tie for the both of us. Once again. At least there was a real hole-in-one opportunity in this game. Because we had no wind items, so fortunately there was a default 1 meter win at the very least. But sometimes it doesn't work out. Alright, moving on to 13. Right now the important thing is that I just gotta keep pace. As long as I do that, I'm fine. With that said, let's take the shot. Okay, another rough venture, but it's fine. Deep Inferno is full of rough adventures. And very similar, a little bit behind, but very similar. Let's see what happens here. Looks like we're opting for a power shot. The power potion adds 15 yards. It is basically a halfway between the a normal singular power shot and a double. In case people don't realize that. See what happens here, and it looks to be short. Even with the roll, it is not on the green. It is what we call fake fairway. Alright, it's my turn. I'm going to admit right here, this green is very, very awkward. I think that's not the biggest concern I have, though. The biggest concern, I guess, is making the green out right here, it looks like. That being said, this is gonna pretty much wholly depend on where exactly I land. I'm gonna give this like that much, I feel. And we're gonna get this max because this should make it. This should make it, all things considered. It's just a matter of where exactly I land. That is acceptable. Triple 4 yards away. Drax has to either chip in or, if he wants to, putt from here to keep his hopes alive. Ooh, very unfortunate miss, and I think that was largely because it was just on the right of the hole. Very unfortunate miss. Alright. Let's try the seal deal on this one. Alright. The score runs 5-2 going into 14. There are 5 holes left. Drax has to start scoring within the next 3 holes, otherwise it is all over. Alright. I think today, this wind is a bit awkward for the first shot, but it's not bad for the second. I'm going to say that right now. It's not too bad for the second. Could be interesting. Just a matter of, do I get this completely wrong or not? 14 can go very good or very badly, depending on the situation. I think that's an okay spot. A little bit angled, I'm sure, but that's an okay spot. Because I care more about being a certain distance away. Ooh, that was almost in the hole. That would have been horrible. That was very close to being in the hole. That hole, by the way, is considered a water hazard, even though it's more like a lava hazard. But it still would have been a very bad penalty at a very critical spot. Alright, this shot is going to matter for the both of us, because if it goes horribly wrong, it could lead to a missed putt. Let's see what happens. This looks like it's a bit short and off the green into the rough. Okay. Not good, not good at all. Well, not terrible, of course, but not where he wanted to be. Not at a spot like this, anyway. Okay. I'd rather see myself overshoot this, actually. So we shall. Not by a gross amount, hopefully, but I'd rather see myself overshoot this. It is not an overshoot. It was actually just right. Okay, good. I definitely was way off on the angle, though. That was kind of bizarre for me. But it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, see, I gave it like, what, 30% more than I should have? Something like that. Alright, Drax has to chip this in to keep it alive. And he barely does. Barely does. That almost couldn't have been any closer. Alright, this should be a solid 2.7. Just go in. Don't make this awkward. Alright. Alright. 4 holes remaining. And Drax has to start scoring a point within the next 2 holes. Otherwise, the game is over. At this point, it might come down to 16, and whether 16 produces a 1 meter wind or not. That's the only thing that could change the game at the moment. I got a cube. Okay. 189 is going to be a bit awkward for a second shot, but I think I have a way to deal with this. There's a few ways I could deal with this. Alright, 212 and in the rough. Not necessarily a bad thing. We'll see where that takes him. Alright. Let's see what happens here. Yes. In the ballpark. Definitely secured. It is no chip in though, so all I have to do is roughly the same thing. Hopefully I will. Because this shot is a little ugly for me. Given both the angle and the wind. So there has to be some kind of a relationship here. Okay, 93 means something like 81, I think. But just for a little bit of safety reasons here, I'll hit 82. If my mouse wants to cooperate. There we go. This probably will still be right at the hole, because I don't think I gave it nearly enough. No, it's left of the hole. Interesting. And I also gave it too much. Okay. Okay, 7 with an 04. I guess I could give it 7.2. Yeah. Alright, another draw in the books. This is the final hole, if the results hold. And it is a 2-meter wind. Not terrible, but not perfect. If I manage to do a hole in one here, I could seal the deal right now as an added bonus. Let's see if we can. 2-meter wind requires roughly double of what I would for a 1. I have the added bonus of if I'm a little bit far ahead, I can spin to the right. As long as I make sure I've given this enough. We'll do something like this. That's our guess. That's going to be our guess today. 53-43. Gonna give this 7.5 here. Oh man! Oh, the almost perfect ending. That was remarkably close. That was remarkably close. Another tick to the left is all that was needed. That was it. That was it. This could be a good opportunity here. The wind is almost straight down. But it has to be a hole-in-one. Nothing else will do at this point. And the destiny shot goes. Where does it end up? No. All right. And that seals the deal with this rival match. The final result is 5-2. We both have one really solid chip in each. But that Volcano OB was definitely the tide turner of the whole game. And that about wraps things up for this one. See you next time on the Pangya Rival Match Series with DraxTehGolfer.